Example 2 in Examples Class 2 is using Excel for bar graphs and pie charts. And the example we've got are some students getting to university. My 20 friends got to university yesterday, and they've had a choice of going by car, by bike, by bus, or walking. So our frequency table is as shown there, and we are going to go into Excel and copy of this file, which you'll be able to find on the web page if you want to try this for yourself. First thing we need to do to convert this data into a bar graph is highlight our data, highlighting without highlighting the titles. Then we go up to the top and choose Insert, and we're going to insert a column chart. Excel calls bar charts column charts. So if you want a vertical set of bars, you need to select a column chart. We'll select the top left one to try. The 3D ones further down, although they look very tempting, are not really very easy to read, and they are distracting and they distort the data. So it's best to stick to the 2D version that we're going to select from the top left. Our graph comes up on the screen. What we need to do is then select the titles and the axis labels. So we're going to choose Layout. There's two ways of doing it. We can choose Layout and add the titles, or the quicker way is by going in and having a look at the variations on the chart that we can choose from, Layout 1, Layout 2, etc., until we find one that we are happy with. So just selecting one that gives us axis titles and chart titles, which we can then go in and type over or copy and paste the various titles in to get the correct titles in the right place. So choosing the axis title for the horizontal as getting to university, or methods for getting to university, and the vertical title as the frequency, the vertical being the frequency on the vertical axis. Copying and pasting saves us retyping, and we have our labels correctly positioned. Similarly with our chart title should be something that tells us about the graph. We're going to call it Methods of Getting to University. And as usual in Excel, we can go and change font sizes or styles until we get the graph that we are looking for. The other thing we need to do is go in and delete that series 1 on the right-hand side, which is taking up space that we don't need to use. So getting rid of that expands the area for our graph and gives us a better graph. So there we have our bar chart. Next we want to go in and use the same data, but this time we want to produce a pie chart. So similarly, we're going to highlight the data, go into Insert and choose Pie this time. Once again selecting a 2D pie chart. We don't want to choose a three-dimensional one. Excel gives us the standard chart, which we can edit similarly to the chart we edited in the bar chart. Selecting the layout we want from Chart Layouts, we can select putting the labels inside or outside the pies. We can have a legend. We can change this, change the title. And similarly with the one that we did for the bar chart, we can click in Chart Title and change it to something more suitable for our graph. Getting to University. Once we're happy with the pie chart, there is a trick in Excel if we decide that we didn't want a pie chart after all and wanted to change it directly to something else. We can go into the Insert, go into the column chart and select the one we wanted. Excel will automatically change our chart directly to a bar chart, which then again we can go in and edit to get it into the way that we would like it to be. We had left the file in the web page, so you can experiment with the data, experiment with different kinds of graphs, different kinds of titles and headings, different kinds of styles, until you can get the graph that you want before you print it out. And remember that in our graphs, it's best not to use color. it's best to use some kind of shading because we print out our graphs in black and white. We don't tend to use colour for printing our graphs for our statistics assignments, etc. And that's the end of that example on using Excel to draw bar graphs and pie charts.